I am about to bed the stock on my Savage Axis 2 XP in a 280 Ackley Improved caliber. Right in here, I'm going to use some Rockite, which we have right here. I've already got the consistency that I believe I want to use mixed here. You can see it's not quite just real stiff, but it's a little bit runny. You could make it stiffer if you'd like. It will dry faster, but I want a good pouring consistency to get into all the crevices here in the forearm of the stock. These stocks are just kind of squishy and they kind of twist in your hand, so I'm going to fill this up just to make them a little less squishy and movable and improve accuracy a good bit. So I'm going to set this down just a second and pour this in, and let's take a look and see how it is. Okay, not really sure how your view is there, but I'm going to try to do the best I can. This is my first YouTube how-to video. My wife's probably not going to be too happy when she finds out I've done this on the kitchen counter. I'll lay this down here. Clean that up a bit. Alright, so we're just going to begin to pour and see how this goes. And another reason I made this so thin is just so I could turn it back and forth once we got it filled, just to level it out if we need to. You don't want to build it up too much because your barrel is going to have to lay back in, and you always want your barrel to be free floating. So I almost made exactly enough, but not quite. But that's all right, because we can turn it back and forth to level it out, and I'll show you how this is looking right now. This is what we've got right now, and the first thing I'm going to do is just kind of tilt it a little bit forward. Let this run just a little bit. Because we have a little excess down here at the nut. I'm gonna fill all this front end up. It's looking like we're might gonna have to make just a touch more just to fill in these holes right here and level this out right here just a bit more. I'm gonna set you back down here. I apologize. All right, we're gonna have to mix up some real quick. This stuff starts sitting up in just a few minutes. You can see I'm just gonna pour a little bit back, a little bit more in here. That's probably plenty. I'm probably going to make this even thinner this time, just for the fact that we want to make sure it gets filled in there real good, and there's no spaces that didn't get filled. Just going to come over here to the sink and add just a touch of water. For as little as I have, we won't need much water. Yeah, and see, that's already extremely thin and watery. But that's all right. That just means it'll just take a little bit longer to cure, which is okay. Just be very cautious with the amount of water, because you can easily add too much water so that it's very thin and it will take a little while longer to dry. I mean, I would just think in my mind, it's like concrete. The more water you add, the weaker that it becomes. So I'm just going to add just a little bit more Rockite to it. Let's see how that is. Get this mixed up before this and our stock begins to dry. And we're just going to add a dribble of water now. I mean, literally a dribble. All right, now we're just going to try and fill this on in a little. All right, I believe that's going to be pretty good right there. Just make sure if you spill any of this on your countertop that you get it wiped off. And again, we're just going to gently twist it around here.
Daddy, 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 Daddy.
Gently twist back and forth here. You can see what we're doing here. We don't want to have to go back and sand any of this out to make sure the barrel is free floating, because that's just backing up and doing more work than we have to do. So we're going to try our best to make sure that does not happen. But if it does, hey, it does. You got to do what you got to do. Alright, that's looking pretty level now. I'm just going to clean a little out around where the nut is here. Take my stick that I was mixing here with and clean a little out. We're just going to clean a little of this out around here. I'm actually going to tilt my stock down just a little because it seems like it's running to the back. So maybe we're a little bit out of level. I did use a level and lay it on top of the stock, but that does not mean that the top of the stock is the same as the ribs on the inside. And I can already see that's starting to get a little stiffer. Just gonna clean my stick off here and just keep taking a little of this out right here as it's running backward. And I think we're going to move the stock on out just a little bit more. Bring it on down on the front end again. Because we don't want it up to where the barrel is laying on top of this, because there again, you want your barrel free floating. So we're going to make sure we keep all this cleaned out right here. May even drag a little of this up to take it just a touch out back here. It looks like really back in the back here toward the nut is the only place that it's got just a little bit too much. Of course, you never can 100% know for sure until your barrel's back in and bolted down. Take just a touch out of the front there. And you're not going to hurt it, you know, if you rub it back and forth a little, it's not going to hurt anything. It may just not quite look as smooth as it would have if you hadn't have done this, but you'd much rather it be not quite a little smooth and paint it up real nice and never be able to tell it as you was to have to go back with a Dremel tool and have to Dremel all this out. So we're just going to keep wiping back and forth here just a little bit, just to take a little bit out of the center to make sure that there's nothing going to be touching the barrel. And if it's just below the ribs, then you know it's not going to be touching the barrel. You'll have to excuse me, I'm keeping my daughter today, so I'm sure if you can hear her in the background. If not, that's a plus. So it's already hardening up. It's already getting kind of muddy feeling in the back here where we started pouring. And it's looking pretty good, I'm gonna have to say. I'm gonna clean a little bit more of this right here off. The barrel seats right here in the back against the nut. All right, guys, I'm gonna let you take a look right here real quick, and then we're just gonna let it finish drying, and that's really all there is to it. As you can see, we just left just a little bit of the rib sticking out the top. And we just done some cleaning right around this area to make sure that the barrel could press all the way against the nut there. You want to make sure that all this is good and clean right in here, that there's nothing holding you off of your nut there. Just get that good and clean, and this will dry just a little bit more, and then you can press it a little with your finger and smooth it out however you like. See, I have a little bit of marks there, but I mean, you can easily press that out or rub a little more in, or see how I can take my finger and just smooth that out. I mean, it's no problem. But it should be dry here in just a few moments. Then our stock will be good and stiff, and this greatly improves accuracy when you get anything, especially in excess of 400 to 600 yards. This is going to greatly improve accuracy, stiffening up the stock. Be able to much more mount a bipod, so you have a little bit of more stability here. If you have any questions, just leave them in the comments sections. Please try to keep all comments clean. We do encourage younger people to watch our videos. Let's try and learn a little bit, some gunsmithing and other various things that we have some plans on videos to do in the future. So if you just would, please keep your comments clean, and if there's anything you could see that I could have done better, just please let me know. We appreciate you watching. Have a blessed day, and always remember, keep Christ first in everything. Have a great day.